Morning everybody, how you doing? A bit later today, a bit later in the day. It's about 9:45. So, Keir Starmer has announced that he's forming a new intelligence unit in the police to monitor people online who are anti-immigration. So we have to look at this logically. Think logically. Why would Keir Starmer announce a unit that would be better off being covert in monitoring social media? Why would he announce it? Why would he show his cards? Why would he show people what his intentions are? Fear. He wants the population to be fearful. Again, he wants people to be scared of saying things on the internet or being critical of illegal immigration or the government's handling of illegal immigration. It's all about scare tactics. And in that regard, you've got to think logically about what Keir Starmer is actually doing with all of this, right? Because how effective is it going to be? The internet is a very, very big place. So long as you're not inciting violence, so long as you are just being critical of things without being insinuating violence or anything like that, continue to question the government. You have to. You need to play within the rules of the game and knowing the rules of the game. And knowing the rules of the game is half the battle. My advice to people who are taking on leadership roles and are organising protests is know the law. Know the law in and out, especially the laws which are being used to silence people and to scare people into silence. Because the only way the police get away with a lot of what they get away with is because people are ignorant of the law. And they will abuse the law at every opportunity. They will use your ignorance of the law against you in every opportunity they can do it. A well-versed person in the law can literally talk their way out of a situation with the police and record everything. Always film interactions with the police, no matter what. Don't resist the police. If they try to arrest you for no reason, let them do it. But record it. Record everything. There are ways. The law itself hasn't entirely been corrupted. There are things within the law that protect you from abuses of the law. So long as you stay peaceful, so long as you don't resist arrest, you'll be fine. You can turn the law that they use against you against them. And it's all about logical. It's like warfare. You turn your enemies, what they perceive to be strengths, against them. You turn their strengths into weaknesses and you use it against them. That's how it's fought. That's how you win. You win by being smart, not by playing into their hands and playing their game. Play their game, but play it to win. That's what you need to do. And literally, the police have become this clip from Peep Show. They really have. They've literally become that clip. The story yesterday of the young mother being arrested for having an opinion against the pro-Palestine people. So we talked a little bit about this on the live stream yesterday. Go and watch it, by the way. It's a good live stream. A lot of good people came in. Well, they didn't come in, they were giving their questions from the chat, that sort of thing. We had a good conversation about certain issues. But the young mother, she was having an opinion. Now, first off, there was an altercation between her and an elderly Middle Eastern gentleman, and she did all the correct things. He spat on her, he tried to grab her, and she pushed him away, which is reasonable force. She pushed him away, which is reasonable force, and then she removed herself from the situation. She carried on the conversation with the person she was trying to talk to on her own. She said to him, "You stay there, I'm moving over here to talk to this lady, we're having a conversation, I don't want to talk to you." She did everything correct. That's how you should handle a situation. You use reasonable force, then you remove yourself from the situation, then there's no comeback. Anyway, it looks like some of the pro-Palestine lot called the police. I don't know if it was the Middle Eastern gentleman or one of the other people. Called the police. They came over to speak to the young mother. Now, they didn't state anything. They didn't say what they suspected her of. They didn't say what crime they suspected her of committing. They just asked her for her details. Asked her for her personal details. And then when she refused, which was her right, unless you state what I've done, then I'm not giving you my details, which is perfectly okay. The police can't just walk up to you and demand your details for no reason. They can't do that. And so, because she refused, they then arrested her. Now, she didn't resist, she just followed their orders. Because in that situation, it's a wrongful arrest, and you just let them go through the process, and then when they de-arrest you because you've done nothing wrong and they can't prove you've done anything wrong, that's when you can put a complaint in and you can make a civil claim against the police. And if enough people start doing this, every time the police fuck up, things will change, because they'll have to force to change, because there'll be so many civil claims going in that will inundate the system. Things will change. They will change. That's what needs to happen. So don't get violent, don't resist arrest, because half the time they will threaten you with arrest or put the handcuffs on you to try and make you resist, because then they've got something on you. That's when they can throw the book at you if you resist arrest. Just comply with their orders, do whatever they say, let them go through the motions, record everything, have everything on record. Make sure you know their collar numbers, state their collar numbers. Even if you're not recording, if you're handcuffed, state their collar numbers out loud, because their body worn cameras should be on. If they're not on, you should ask them to switch them on. They should already be on, because it's their procedures that they have to have their cameras going if there's an incident. If the cameras aren't on, ask them why, and then state their collar and shoulder numbers out loud so it's on the body worn camera. State why you think they're in the wrong. Ask questions. You don't have to answer their questions, but ask as many questions to them as you like. Main questions being, why are you stopping me? Am I detained? They're the first two questions you need to ask. Why are you stopping me? Am I detained at this moment in time? Make them incriminate themselves. Then ask them, what crime do you suspect me of? Because they would have to give that, they would have to know that in order to stop you in the first place. What crime do you suspect me of? And when they state the crime, then state what piece of legislation are you using to detain me? Because you need to know under what law you're being detained. Get them to say all that on camera, because that's all very important information that will help your defence at a future date. That's what you need to do. You have to play the game, you have to play the system the way they've set it up, but you play it to win. You don't win their game by getting violent or resisting arrest. You don't. That's playing into their hands. I would also say that at protests, be very, very careful what you chant from now on, because those evidence gatherers walking around among the crowd, they're not looking for instances of violence or civil disorder. They're looking for things that you're saying. because they will go through hours and hours of footage, because this is what this new unit will do. It will go through hours and hours of footage of you saying something at a protest. They will then use that evidence to track you down on social media, and they'll go through social media to see if you said anything else that could infringe the law. Because don't forget, these laws that they use are absolutely nebulous. The law that was used against James Harvey, nebulous, affray. Don't forget, these people are policing feelings now. So anything that you say that could perceive to cause alarm and distress in another person could land you in trouble. That's how nebulous these laws are now. You just have to be aware of everything. The only thing that you should be chanting at these protests is save our kids. That's all you need to chant. My advice to anybody at these protests is don't engage with any counter-protesters. Don't engage with them at all. Ignore them. They're irrelevant. Those people are there to get a reaction out of you. That's all they're there for. That's why yesterday Norwich police marched, once again, masked up, stand up to racism activists straight through the protest that was set up outside the illegal immigrant hotel. They want to get a reaction out of you, and that's how the state is doing it. Don't forget, these are paid protesters. They don't believe in what they're saying to you. They don't believe that you're a Nazi. They're just paid to do it. They're paid by the state to get a reaction out of you, so the authorities can go in there and get their arrests. Be smart. Be intelligent. Don't fall for it. Don't chant back. Let them have their say. It's just words at the end of the day. It's just words. It's meaningless. The only opinion that should be important to you is the opinion of yourself. Doesn't matter what complete strangers think about you. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Don't play into their hands. It's tactics and counter tactics. It's being smart. It's playing the system against itself. And by doing that, you will win. You will always win. Anyway, I've talked enough. This is only 12 minutes long. This is Vindicator, signing off. I might be doing another live stream again later. Watch out for it. See you later, guys.